Please remain standing. We begin our commencement exercise with the Lee High School ROTC Color Guard posting the colors. Scott Williford will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Color Guard, attention, on, air, B, colors, O, R, arch, color guard, hope, oath. Peace and arms.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. The American flag is a symbol of our country and of our school. Like our founding fathers, we are persistent and do not give up on our goals. We were committed to completing our high school education. At this time, we will pay a special tribute to our country and to the American flag. Our friends from Reagan High School, Mark Cole, Assistant Band Director, and student Emily Morris will play the national anthem, our school song. Thank you, Mark and Emily.
Please be seated.
Welcome to the Academy of Creative Education's Winter Commencement Exercises. My name is Karina Matalobos, and I'm a stand-in as a hostess for my friend Sabrina Hernandez. I am pleased to introduce my co-host Shane Duffy, whom I've known since the 8th grade. On behalf of all the graduation candidates, we thank you for sharing this special morning with us.
At this time, Karina will examine the meaning of this occasion. She reminds us that by working together, we can overcome any obstacle.
Please bow your heads. One nation, under God, indivisible. Let us take those words to heart and learn to live by them, for they are more than just words. They are a belief that has shaped the course of our nation as it has shaped the course of our lives. For we are one nation. We are united in our belief to improve the quality of life. Education makes it possible to be the best of which we are capable. And we are under God. For we know that with the help of the Almighty, we will continue to grow as people with the common goal of becoming citizens that will nourish and support each other. Under God, we are indivisible, working together to become a force for peace and freedom. So today, we ask God's blessing on this commencement exercise, and we ask that our efforts here today bind us together as Americans, as one people, now and forever. It is my honor to introduce our distinguished platform guests. We ask that all guests please stand in recognition as their name is called. Representing the Northeast Independent School District is our Superintendent, Dr. Richard Middleton, and Mr. Twain Tharp, Executive Director of Special Programs. Representing the Northeast Board of Trustees is the Board President, Mr. Ed White. The Academy Advisory Corporate Council is represented by Mr. Vincent Green, Advisory Council Scholarship Chairman and Senior Vice President of Bank of America. Representing our school is the Principal of the Academy of Creative Education, Dr. Mary Jo McLaughlin.
We would like to thank the Northeast Independent School District Board of Trustees for their unwavering support. After all the names are read, if you are in the audience today, please stand and be recognized. Board members, President Mr. Ed White, Vice President Ms. Brigitte Perkins, Secretary Ms. Molly Pruitt, members Mr. Bruce Bennett, Sandi Hughey, Mr. Gabe Quintanilla, and Mr. Bill McCabe.
Assisting the superintendent is a dedicated staff who works tirelessly to ensure a quality education for all students. Mr. Fred Calhoun, Ms. Shirley Kearns, Mr. Wes Robinson, and Dr. Mark Scheffler. Since the Academy opened in 1991, they have helped make the difference in the lives of over 1,100 Academy graduates who needed that one extra chance to succeed. Our community is dedicated to youth and to quality education. Mentors for Academy students of the Academy Advisory Council serve as community members. They provided us with scholarships and participate with students in community service projects. 2 of our council members have been advocates since ACE opened. Ms. Muriel McDonald and Mr. Clarence Brace served on the Northeast Board of Trustees. As a special tribute, all council members are listed on the back of your programs. If you are a council member and were able to join us today, please stand.
Special citizen volunteers, mentor staff, and students at the Academy. We'd like to thank Dr. James Llewellyn, Dr. Richard Manheimer, and Mr. Sed Letts, retired engineers from the Southwest Research Institute, and Mr. Nanda Porkar. These volunteers tutor students in math, science, Spanish, and computer literacy. Please stand and be recognized. District staff at the central office assist Academy students in the learning process. They provide resources, supplies, and the teaching support needed for us to continue our education. If you represent a central office division, we thank you. Please stand so and be recognized.
Many Northeast principals, administrators, counselors, and teachers recommended students for the Academy program. We thank them for caring about us. It is because of them and their interest in our future that many of us were referred to the Academy. Administrators, principals, counselors, and teachers, please stand and be recognized.
In our audience today are 2 educational leaders who initiated the Innovative School Grant, which provided seed money to start the Academy program. We offer our deepest gratitude to our founders for daring to dream of redesigning education. Dr. Arlene Patterson was the former Director of Community Education in Northeast and now is the Director of Extended Learning at Texas Lutheran University. Twain Tharp, our Chief Academy Ambassador, is the Executive Director of Special Programs for Northeast. Please stand.
We love our Academy teachers and staff. They provided us with inspiration we needed to succeed. They have been more than just educators, they have been our friends. They reminded us to laugh, to dream, and to hope. We thank them for enriching our lives. Please stand up so we may show you our appreciation.
At this time, we have another special treat. Our sponsor for this graduation is Pastor Brad Wheeler. Pastor Wheeler is a product of Northeast. He graduated from Roosevelt High School, attended Gardner Middle School, and CERN Elementary School. Cerna Elementary School students are here today to show appreciation for blessings, such as Pastor Wheeler and his generosity. So in keeping with the spirit of the season, the Cerna Elementary Choir, under the direction of Pam Griffith, will represent a gift of song.
Introducing the graduates who will share their testimonials of personal struggles and successes is our principal, Dr. Mary Jo McLaughlin.
Before we hear testimonials, I do want to recognize special people in our audience. The Academy of Creative Education in the Northeast Independent School District wants to acknowledge Brad Wheeler, will you please stand, pastor of the church, Ed Marino, and the youth education minister, and the staff at Northeast Baptist Church for their contributions and time for hosting this graduation. Please stand. We've come together in this season of peace to acknowledge the triumphs of the young men and women you see before you. The following students represent the Academy student body and will share their personal stories of struggle, persistence, and success. Julie Guido, Adrian Herrera, and Michelle Moore.
Hello, my name is Julie Guido and I'm 17 years old. I will always remember the night of November 14th, 1999. The room was swimming as I lay there waiting for death to come. I had figured out the perfect combination and I told myself, Julie, if you try, you must go all the way. There's no turning back. Luckily, killing myself was the first thing I had ever failed at. Clinical depression, it slips so easily off your tongue, was a term I was familiar with, but never thought it would overtake me. For some reason, God was on my side that night, and I phoned a friend. The conversation is blank to me now, but I told her what I had done to myself. I still don't know why I called her, but I am thankful. Now I'm a suicide survivor and not a victim. Now this is where the hard part of my story unfolds, and the pain sets in. I never thought that death could become a new beginning. I've had to rebuild myself up from nothing. I slipped far away from the world. Every single day was a battle, and at times it still is. Luckily, I was given strength, and I made it through 3 weeks of focusing completely on myself. I somehow made it back to school. I tried so hard and was able to make up the first semester. Just as I was finally catching up from my first depression crash, I crashed again. This time it was twice as bad, and I had really had to think of the root of my problems. School situations seemed to provide most of my anxiety because it provided overwhelming situations that caused me to shut down. Once I figured out what I needed to be changed, I thought of how I could change the problem. The Academy of Creative Education was the answer to the problems I was having. This school has provided me with opportunities to truly focus on myself, and all of the teachers have provided challenging curriculum and given me loving support. All of the A staff has played a huge part in my graduation completion, but Miss Braden and Miss Halverson have played the largest part in helping me turn my dreams into a reality. I no longer dread coming to school, but felt proud whenever I made many accomplishments. While attending ACE, I have completed full 6 credits. I worked extremely hard and produced high-quality work that I am very proud of. When I go to college, I plan on becoming a psychologist and work with autistic children and their families on coping skills. I plan on attending Texas A&M Corpus Christi in January. I have accumulated close to 3,000 hours of community service, and I honestly adore helping people achieve their goals. I also enjoy working with children with special needs, and educating people is my passion. While enrolled at ACE, many challenging situations challenged my graduation. I endured 2 surgeries and came to school with the aid of wheelchairs and crutches. ACE is giving me the strength to concentrate on myself and set high goals for success. I'm glad that I am lucky enough to be given a second chance to really jumpstart my life. I know life is a bumpy road, but I feel God has given me strength to reach my dreams.
Good morning. My name is Aiden Herrera, and I'm 18 years old. Sports has always been a motivator for me. That is the main reason why I attended school. Every first semester, I would make the grades just so I could play football. When the second semester would come around, football season was over, and I drew all my attention to all my friends. That is when a big problem changed my life. I learned my girlfriend was expecting our baby and she would need my assistance for the next 9 months. I moved from MacArthur to Churchill, and by making this move, I could take her to all her medical appointments and support her through many of her physical changes she was experiencing. I was growing up fast and I was afraid. I started to miss school and my friends, but I knew my priorities had changed. My counselor, Mrs. Bellotto, referred us to the Academy of Creative Education. I had heard many things about the Academy because I had some friends that previously graduated from there. As an Academy student, I've been able to move smoothly into my new responsibilities. My daughter was born on May 16th of 2000. I'm a father and I'm able to work and provide support for my daughter while pursuing my goal of getting my high school diploma. After accomplishing my first goal, I will start to pursue my second, which is to get my college degree. Today I stand before you with my GED, and in June I'll be back on stage to get my high school diploma. I ask that you please accept my thanks on behalf of many teen parents who receive support and assistance through the Teen Parenting Program and the Academy of Creative Education. My personal thanks goes to my teachers and my family for their never-ending love, devotion, and support.
Hi, my name is Michelle Moore, and I'm 18 years old. Like a rugged, rough, dark, and cold stone, I was a person with no hope and pride. My will to succeed had drowned into a horrible life of drugs and alcohol. This path led me to dropping out of school and losing respect from those who cared. I was soon thought of as your typical dropout loser. These thoughts soon became my own. I felt I no longer had the potential to succeed. Even in this train of thought, I still fought to make it. In and out of schools, trying to find my proper place, it felt as if no school fulfilled my educational needs. Fed up with Houston's fast-paced lifestyle and its schools, I set off for a voyage to succeed here in San Antonio. I was informed of a school that was built on providing diverse educational opportunities for every individual. Upon hearing this, I decided to inquire more. My first meeting with Ms. Halverson, who is one of the many people at ACE who is helpful, caring, understanding, and considerate, made me feel a new sense of hope for the future. Confident, I decided the Academy of Creative Education would be my new home until I received my diploma. From orientation to taking the time to set me up one-on-one with a mentor, ACE quickly started fulfilling my educational needs. I felt an overwhelming joy because it seemed as if graduation was in the palm of my hands, and for the first time I was in control. I was on my way to making my dreams become a reality. Not only were my dreams becoming true, but for the first time I was accomplishing something that in my heart was a struggle. I am now beginning a new voyage towards San Antonio College to start earning a master's in psychology. I would not be headed on this voyage if it were not for Ms. Halverson and her personal attention on what I needed to graduate, Ms. Doyle for showing that she truly cared about my succeeding, and most of all, I want to thank Ms. Bell for inspiring me to always stay in control and not let others take control from me. She also taught me not to carry my problems on my shoulder, but to let them go and be strong. My experience at ACE with the students and staff has changed me into a strong, proud, and confident person. I will leave here today never holding my head in shame, but high with pride.
We certainly want to thank those students for having the courage to share their personal lives with us today. And they really are a gift of hope for all of us. And now, Academy graduates, we have arrived at that special moment for which you've worked so hard. Please stand. Will the ACE teachers and staff please stand? Mrs. Dr. Middleton, on behalf of this exemplary team, we proudly present to you the graduation candidates from the Academy of creative education. These candidates have met all the requirements for a high school diploma or a graduate equivalency diploma as stipulated by the Texas Education Agency and the state of Texas. We therefore present them to you as qualified to receive their high school diploma, and these students validate our efforts to serve our community.
Thank you, Dr. McLaughlin. As Superintendent of the Northeast Independent School District, I too certify that you have met all the requirements for graduation, and therefore I will proudly present you to the Board of Trustees. But before I do, I'd like to say a few things, and for that, you can sit down. Thank you. These wonderful testimonials point out to us all that each person takes a unique and a different path to success. And each one of you has designed and developed a new way to define success. If you think about it, you are living in a wonderful time because you are now wonderful examples of problem solvers, of taking unique situations and situations where there are no answers and creating success. Just think, at a time in our history when we are working through the closest presidential election in history, we realize that no one has all the answers, but that you will join the ranks of those who can provide us solutions in the future, in the very near future. And so to all of you, I hope and pray to you that you create your path to success and to happiness. And I will tell you that I know that each one of you is proud to be a graduate today, because with all the phone calls that I received this morning, not one of you called saying that we should cancel the graduation because of the weather. And I will tell you that's an example of a dedication and a love for what you have done. Please remember all of those around you that have given you support, that have given you love through all the different kinds of times that you have had. And now you have that time to share back and to say again, thank you. And you will also be examples of people who will give others a hand up and an example of success. Just stick in and make success. So congratulations to all of you today as graduates. And I, as Superintendent of the Northeast Independent School District, proudly present you to the Board of Trustees, represented this morning by the President, Mr. Ed White. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Middleton, to Dr. McLaughlin, the staff of ACE, and all that are assembled. It's with great pleasure that I accept this class, but before I accept this class, I will take a little privilege, as the superintendent did. One of the things that I have learned over the years of my life, and as you can tell by the hair, that I wasn't born yesterday. Each time I have an opportunity to speak to a group of graduates or youngsters, I often want them to realize that the only thing that's going to keep you from getting to be old and gray like me is to die young. And we don't want that to happen to any of you. So we have learned to give a little advice as a result of our wisdom. So I want to congratulate each of these graduates today for your hard work and for what you have accomplished. But I'm going to ask you to do another thing right now, and that is that I would like for all of the parent, grandparent, friends, and relatives of the graduate to stand, if you would. While you remain standing, I would like for the graduates now to give you a standing ovation as you sit down and they stand, and give you a standing ovation for the support and assistance that you've given them to reach this milestone. Thank you very much. Graduates, you may take your seats. One of the things that I would like to just encourage you as an elder, a person that has lived for a while and learned some things from experience, and that is to realize that what you've accomplished today is just a foundation of your educational career. I would encourage each of you to move forward now to additional education, whether that be into a trade school. I noticed that some have already planned college. Whatever it takes to move on to another level of education and career preparation. I've already concluded that from your present age to the age of retirement that I've reached, you have to work 47 years. So I know you don't want to work those 47 years in a minimum wage or at the low end of the economic scale. So I'd encourage each of you to take this as a beginning of your career and to move forward with further preparation. One of the things about setting goals, and I know you've set some goals because you have come to this point in your life, but setting goals is like climbing stairs. If you ever get to the top of the stairs, then you don't have anywhere to go. So as you have reached this milestone, you have to put a few more layers on your stair step now and move towards those next goals that you will set. So I hope that none of you have decided that this is the end of your career or your school career. So you may throw your cap and enjoy this moment, but when it comes down, put it back on and realize that I have a little more education to get. Before sitting down, I would like to just read a poem to you, and it indicates, the title of it is Your Goal, and I'm not sure who wrote it. I found it in a newspaper some years ago. It says, ship sails east and ship sails west, while the self-same breezes blow. It's the set of the sails and not the gale that determine the way they go. Like the winds of the sea or the waves of fate, as we journey along through life, it's the set of the soul that determine the goal and not the calm nor the strife. Dr. Milton, it's with great pleasure on the board, behalf of the Board of Trustees, to accept this class and certify that they've met all the requirements. And I would like to say to the class, congratulations.
As the graduates cross the stage, we ask that you show your respect by refraining from any shouting or whistling in this house of God. Announcing the names of the candidates is Mr. Vince Green. Mr. Green is the chairman of the scholarship committee. As the students receive their diplomas, Mr. Green will also announce the recipients of the Academy Advisory Corporate Council scholarships. It gives us great pleasure to acknowledge the unique partnership that we have with the Alamo Community College District, who generously matches each of the scholarships the Academy Corporate Council awards.
Will the first row of candidates or graduates please stand? Students, please come forward when your name is announced. Christian Kent Akers. Bricia Arguelles. Christopher Lee Blankenship. Melba E. Boswell. Elisha Ann Bradshaw. Please be seated. Will the next row of graduates please stand? Michael James Kale. Michael is currently serving his country in the United States Navy. Accepting his diploma on his behalf is OS2 Jeremy Gardner in the U.S. Navy. Ernest Jesus Centeno. Elizabeth Marie Christensen. Chelsea Christel Coronado. Joseph Patrick Cowan. Yvette Marie DeLao. Kevin Sean Dome. Latoya Monique Doherty. Please be seated. Will the next row of graduates please stand? Shane Patrick Duffy. Jeanette Marie Fawcett. Joshua Allen Dale Frisky. George Christopher Garcia. George Garcia is one of the recipients of the Academy Advisory Corporate Council College Scholarship. Yolanda Marie Gomez. Lawrence Goins. Ellie Simone Gray. Colleen Gregg. Please be seated. Will the next row of graduates please stand? Julie Michelle Guido. Julie is also a recipient of one of the Academy Advisory Corporate Council College Scholarships. Sabrina M. Hernandez. Adrian Richard Herrera. Narisha Nashal Hill. Joshua David Howell. Matthew Scott Johnson. Ashley Nicole Kahn. Please be seated. Will the next row of graduates please stand? John Ryan Kent. Michael Howard Kutash. Jessica Jean Lackey. Jason Robert Leacock. Brian John Lewis. Sammy Renee Loya. Monica Rose Lozano. Dino Louis Vanos. Please be seated. Will the next row of graduates please stand? Yvonne Susan Martinez. Karina Matalobos. Karina has also one of the recipients of the Academy Advisory Corporate Council College Scholarship. Lawrence Allen McGarrity. Lawrence is currently serving his country in the United States Navy, accepting on his diploma on his behalf as OS2 Jeremy Gardner from the U.S. Navy. Tamika Marie McHenry. Michelle Francis Moore. Gina Marie Naselli. Ruben Ortega. Jeremy Lee Overton. Sarah Alicia Peterson. Amber Denise Retz. Roger Reyes. Roger is also currently serving his country in the United States Marine Corps. Accepting on his behalf will be OS2 Jeremy Gardner from the U.S. Navy. And Erin Elizabeth Rowland. Please be seated. Will the next row of graduates please stand? Tanya Marie Rosas. Gilbert Santana. Sarah Crystal Schatz. Eugene E. Seconder, the Jr. Jonathan Marshall Smith. Denise Chong Stokely. Lance David Strickland. Seth Michael Teague. Yazi Tovar. Jose Alberto Trevino. Ileana Mariah Villanueva. Robert Aaron Waldrop. Scott Emmett Williford. Robert Taylor Willis. Please be seated. One small housekeeping item. Well, the three candidates or three graduates who are receiving college scholarship, if you could see me for just a second after graduation, I would appreciate it. The Academy Advisory Corporate Council Scholarship Committee will also be giving out some additional scholarships to some students who have graduated from the Academy and are currently in college. But since college classes finish a little bit later than the Academy classes, we're going to delay those until we actually have the first semester over, and I think most of them probably are not here this morning. Will all the graduates please stand? Turn around, face your families and friends. It is my great honor to present to you the graduating class of December 2000 of the Academy of Creative Education. Graduates, congratulations.
On behalf of the Academy student body, I'd like to thank Mr. Green and the Academy Advisory Corporate Council for the time and effort they've given to us. They make it possible for many of us to continue our education. Presenting the closing remarks for our Associate Superintendent, Ms. Shirley Kearns, is the Executive Director of Special Programs, Mr. Dwayne Tharp.
Graduates, be seated. Graduation does not guarantee us success. It doesn't say that we'll have lack of obstacles along life's way. For you see, we're all faced with obstacles in life. But the one thing that graduation from the Academy does guarantee you is that we have given you some skills that as you're confronted with obstacles, that you can overcome them. This is a great graduation day. You see, most graduations in San Antonio are our typical hot summer type days. Not today. You know, early this morning, in tribute to your special occasion, Mother Nature made a beautiful landscape of icicles, shimmering, sparkling, as they hung from the trees and the bushes. You know, I watched this beautiful picture that was created as daylight crept across the neighborhood, and it was wonderful, and it was beautiful. It was just like your graduation. It was a winter wonderland. You see, I choose to see the beauty, the uniqueness, the brilliance of such a morning, just as the Academy chose to see your uniqueness, your beauty, and your brilliance. The young elementary school children sang, "Let them shine, let them shine." Graduate, that has been the goal of all our teachers and all the people that work with the Academy, was to let you shine, let you shine. You see, we choose in life to see either the good or the bad. I hope you choose to focus on the silver lining in all things. You see, if you see obstacles, you have taken your eyes off the goal. Because obstacles are no more than barriers to your success, and you must overcome them. I tell all young people this: think you can, think you can't. Either way, you are right. Graduates, we shall miss you, we cherish you, and we will wonder about you. Go forth and contribute. Make a difference, and if you get the chance to sit it out or dance, I hope you'll dance.
Thank you, Mr. Tharp. We appreciate your support. We are blessed to have your patience and commitment.
Academy graduate Yvette Delau will conclude our ceremony with a moment of reflection.
Bow your heads, please. As ACE graduates, we will continue to work hard to be the very best we can be. We know that today is not an ending, but a transition from one phase of our lives to another. There is anticipation and joy for what is yet to come. We pray that today will be the start of lives that are productive and satisfying. We pray that we may always use the knowledge we have for the betterment of our lives and for those of our fellow human beings. We pray that days we spend together are only prologue for happy and fulfilling days yet to come. And we pray that we may know lives that are filled with challenges which allow us to grow, knowledge which allow us to succeed, and peace which makes everything worthwhile.
Thank you, Yvette. We ask that the audience please remain seated as the graduates exit. Fellow graduates, please stand. Join Shane and me as we exit to the triumphant sounds of pomp and circumstance.